Hi folks, how are we? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. Today we are talking about what I think is one of the best death metal albums I've heard in the last 5 years, and I think this may even be older than 5 years now. I'm just looking at it quickly, but and I think that's the whole point. If you're going to get into this YouTubing or reviewing and podcasting, whatever, I think you need to point people in the direction of stuff they might have been missing. I don't need to, you don't need to be told how good Cannibal Corpse are. You already know. So, anyway, I'm going to talk to you today about Brood of Hatred, Skinless Agony. And this CD case is a little busted up, so I'm going to... Now, this band are from Tunisia. And when did I first get it? I first got given this album by brutalism.com to review. I didn't know nothing about the band. I saw Brood of Hatred, Skinless Agony, and thought, yep, going to be brutal death metal. Let's see how it goes. As the album went on, there's these little passages in the songs. There's these melodies, these melodic parts. And it suddenly occurred to me, I'm on to something here. So this is different. And it's not what I was expecting. Through subsequent listens, I think this was probably my album of the year. Well, it was my album of the year. I can't remember when it was. I think it was 2015. It's got to be. It can't be that long. Fucking hell. But anyway. And I've heard nothing like it since. So obviously there's some amazing death metal being made right now. I'm not one of these people that live in the past. I think there's some great bands that are pushing death metal forward, such as Skeletal Remains, Blood Incantation, Dead Congregation, 1914. There's great stuff being made, and yeah, now I've put myself on the spot trying to think of bands, but yeah, there's always good stuff being made, and even this year, Werewolves. So I've got it. Fucking thing. Anyway, so what is good about this album is it's just so fucking haunting, and there's like a theme. There's like a spoken word passage at some point in the album where it talks about how man invented God, and God, invented Satan, and that became the thing, and then man invented technology, and artificial intelligence is going to take over man. It's kind of got that whole thing, but it's like a dystopian future or prediction of the future, but there's a religious element in it. And so often there's just there's plenty of blasting, and there's as brutal as the next album, don't get me wrong, but there's just something to it. There's just the solos and the clean passages. There's these it's hard to describe really, but it's just always, it just sort of hits you in a way that so many other albums don't hit you nowadays. It just leaves a lasting, eerie, dark, atmospheric effect. It's got that real sort of staring into the void vibe about it, and I mean every song it's hard to sort of pick out a standout track, but it all kind of molds together, but each song, it just adds an extra layer to the vibe, to the atmosphere, and it's just a superb album. And I've just got reacquainted with it again, just thinking of things to talk about and things I want to sort of push and put out there. And yeah, what's the most underrated album of late or in general? And yeah, it was just this one. This is just a phenomenal album. I can't recommend it highly enough. And I've not seen it anywhere. I did the review for it when it came out. It was my album of the year. I remember now. In fact, I remember number 2 was the Dead Congregation's second album. I can't remember which one that was now. And Shrapnel's first album was number 3. The Virus Conspires. So was that 2000? I don't want to guess because I'm getting depressed now. Quick time's going by. But anyway, so they put out a couple of EPs and singles, but there was all digital releases. This is the first proper release. 2 years later, they put out a single on Bandcamp, Obsession, Observation, I think this song was called. That was really good. And then they put out this album. Now, I've not quite got into this album as much as this one, but it is very good. And the sort of melodic passages and the different things are going on with it, but it's not quite as dark as the first album. It is just as emotionally heavy, and I think that's what I'm getting at. This is a very emotionally heavy album. Very haunting, very dark, very atmospheric, as well as being heavy, as well as, everything else that you want. It's not a secret if you listen to the podcast Metal Show with Gully and Joe, I always say my favourite death metal album of all time is Symbolic by Death. And in terms of taking the heavy and the melody and the different atmospheres and different textures and different, just layers and influences and just moulding it all together perfectly, this album does that in that way. And this band should be they should be a hell of a lot bigger than what they are. Fair enough, I don't see them touring much, so that probably has a lot to do with it. But yeah, they're run by, I think this first album's a band, and then this second album, he's done it on his own. But this guy is Mohammed. I'm going to fuck his name up. I'm really sorry. But yeah, Mohammed Melki. Melki. Us English, we read things. We say things as we read them, I'm afraid. So I hope Mohammed Melki, I think is the main guy. And that's him in the middle there. But yeah, this is a stunning piece of work, and I can't recommend this highly enough. I'm going to put a link in the comments at the band's Bandcamp page. This first album, obviously, everything they've done is up there, and you can obviously listen to it all, but this is a name your own price as well, so you can get the download for as little or as much as you like. So yeah, Brood of Hatred, Skinless Agony. Check them out. See you later, folks.